It's not worth it. You want to look bad in front of some strangers, look bad. The people in that crowd, if you got into a fight and you walked away and you turned it around to where nobody had to fight, but you look like a pussy or you look bad, the smart people in the room, even the toughest guys in there, quote toughest guys, they're gonna say, wow, that's a high value man, that's a respectable man, because he would have killed him. But he chose the smarter path. And you can flip these things around. This is just one thing. The fights are just ridiculous. And the senseless shooting over like nothing. Over what you looking at? It's silly. You're gonna do a life sentence because some old white guy looked at you the wrong way. Or it doesn't matter what, but I'm an old white guy, right? It's not hard to be a good guy. It's really, really not. Welcome back. I don't understand. Like, I've never seen men acting like this, and I know, I get it. I'm older. I see different things. I catch different, you're more perceptive. You get older, you catch these things. But it's not even that. It's not hard to not beat your wife or not beat your girlfriend. You know what I mean? I can't believe I have to have these conversations. Like, it's just, I've never seen, you could get killed these days. I probably can't say the K word, can I? You can get unalive these days just by looking at someone wrong in a grocery store because their pride is too fragile and they have to be some king of the world and show you who's boss because you looked at somebody. It's fucking goofy. It's just downright goofy. So it's not hard. I hear, oh, it's hard being a good guy. I may have even said that. We all say these things that are just throwaway sentences, throwaway statements. But it's not hard being a good guy, and that means to yourself too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a fat slob. You're not a good guy to yourself, obviously. You're walking poster board. But like anything with the human body and in life, you can change it. You can change it immediately. It's that fear of change. That's all it is. People are comfortable, even if it's something that's bad for them. They just like to be in that comfort. Case in point. Oh, I guess I don't have it near me. I'm still hanging on to the stupid vape. Everyone. We all have shortcomings. We all have things we're working on. But I'm talking about glaring. I mean, men. Especially the younger men. It's never been more distracting for all men. They're dangling that money, they're dangling the views. Get the views, get the money. You guys know the game. It's all a big show. So you could have this money with this, and then somehow your dick's gonna get bigger because you got the money and you got the cars and this and that. And those things are great. They can be fun. They could be fun little things in life. But man, when that's your whole focus, is cars and the money and the mansion it's silly. Any human being that understands life and the beauty of life, those simple things like a great cup of coffee, the simple things like, I've survived surgeries. Just waking up in the morning for me now is like feeling great. I mean, that's priceless. I can't even drink the coffee. I'm all crazy. It's disappointing, but it's damn right dangerous. Was this last summer or the summer before? This is one of the last times I looked at someone on the road the wrong way. And I wouldn't say I have a history with road rage, but I would say, like most guys, like, you have your moments. There's things that pop up, that have popped up. This was last summer. I almost got drilled a couple blocks from my house here over a senseless punk. He's down this far in the seat, like this, and he comes to the stop sign and he decides, oh, I'm going to roll through. I'm just going to sneak by real quick here. And I kind of kept going further just to see what he would do. And he didn't move. So I blew the horn. He was kind of right near me, and I forgot. I yelled something. So then he turns around and follows me a few blocks. And then I'm looking at him, and I'm not even swearing at this point. I'm clapping in the mirror like, oh, you're a real smart guy, So now he's chirping. When I'm at the stop sign now, I hear out the window, I hear him chirping. So then I let my pride get the better of me. And what did I do? I forgot what I yelled. I said something like, I said, keep driving, little boy. I said, keep driving, little boy. Go home, little boy. And then he didn't like that. I went down my dead end street. I'm on a dead end here. Too much info. Like someone's gonna chase me down here, right? I got 57 subscribers. I'm worried about giving my location away. Anyway, um, so he turns around and he follows me home. And then I wasn't sure. I didn't want to get trapped at the dead end, you know. And you look like a capable young man, you know. You don't know what these people have. And I should have known that because it was stupid on me. But for this young man to chase me home to show this old man a lesson, what's the end game with that? You're going to go home and tell what? Is it going to be on the news that XYZ guy chased Pacemaker Jay home and showed him a lesson because he's the tougher man on the road? It's, you should be able to have a little back and forth without somebody trying to come home. And he came home. I got up my driveway and I'm kind of watching him as I'm opening my door. And right away he blocks my driveway, gets out. What's up, old man? Oh, you're not so tough now. Well, you know, here we go. So I'm kind of chatting to him with half in the door because he's got a thing around, like a little bag, and he's like, right, he goes, don't worry, I'll get rid of my weapon, man. We can fight square. So, you know, and in my neighborhood, guns are very common. I mean, in life in general, I hate to say it, there's more guns around than you realize, trust me. So after I diffused that little squabble and he drove away and we ended it, you know, he was yelling and screaming, but I, you know, like usual, I was trying to use humor to get my way out of this thing because now I'm shaking because now I don't want to get shot over a stupid. This guy's got so much pride. He had to chase little old me home. For what? You know what I mean? I got in his mind, he got in mine, but I got enough real estate in his mind. I bet you he still tells that story to be a tough guy. I still know where he lives, man. Go there right now and shoot his ass, dumb boomer ass. Fucking boomer, don't mess with me, old man. I'm not a boomer for once, but you know, not that it's a bad thing, but it's just silly. It's silly. You guys are laughable, man. Don't be like the other guys that you see around that you think. I feel like all these guys are just trying to pose for other guys. And they're all meatheads. They're all like Wes Watson Juniors. Like, where do you, even a guy like him, I know I brought him up a video ago. I watch sometimes, I like to watch for fun, just some of the slop, you know. I watch John Bravo or Philion or uh, Coach Greg. And I watch it just because it's hard to believe, because I believe he's actually an intelligent guy somewhere deep in there. And at one point, you know, when he first came out, Wes Watson, he used to be he was still pretty tough and all this, but he actually had some really nice things to say. I used to see him sometimes. I didn't subscribe, but I would catch him and I kind of laugh because I'm like, man, look at this guy. But I hear his message. I say, you know what? That's pretty cool. And then as he got more clout and more views and more money, that was thrown out the window. I mean, the guy has he has tattooed hair on his bald head. I mean, the guy's off the rails. And that's where that's going to lead you or anybody that decides that's the right path. That is an endless path. You will, every night when you're laying in bed, no matter how, if you have 5 Bugattis and 2 mansions and 5 women trying to, you know, do whatever to you and lick your asshole like Shannon Sharp, you're still not going to be happy. You're going to have this empty thing like, why am I not happy? So you buy a 6th car and a 7th car and date 10 women and 15 women and you're still not going to find it. And maybe that's the rage, maybe that's like the frustration that some men have and some young men. I say men, I'm sure women have a similar problem, you know, but I'm a man. I can only look at it, you know, through that way. But I think we're taught to have this pride that no matter what, I don't take shit. But really, I've seen guys in fights, and I'm sure you have as well. Comment below if you've seen a fight where, you know, the guy who would obviously win is getting picked on, but he chooses the cooler path. I guess you don't have to comment all that. But how many times have you seen it where there's a bar fight and there's this guy that seems very well together. He's, you know, huge and ripped and he looks like he could kick some ass. And then there's some guy who for some reason took something the wrong way. You could tell this guy is hammered and he's going to get his ass kicked. But he's in the face of the strong man. And the guy with the composure, the guy that could probably put this guy in a hospital, will walk away and diffuse it, and even willing to look bad because he knows it's not worth it. He knows if he kills that guy, he's going to go to jail. He knows that maybe he has a knife or a weapon. Maybe he gets, you know, shot or something. It's not worth it. You want to look bad in front of some strangers, look bad. The people in that crowd, if you got into a fight and you walked away and you turned it around to where nobody had to fight, but you look like a pussy or you look bad, the smart people in the room, even the toughest guys in there, quote toughest guys, they're going to say, "Wow, that's a high value man. That's a respectable man, because he would have killed him, but he chose the smarter path." And you can flip these things around. This is just one thing. The fights are just ridiculous, and the senseless shooting over like nothing, over what you looking at? It's silly. You're gonna do a life sentence because some old white guy looked at you the wrong way, or it doesn't matter what. But I'm an old white guy, right? It's not hard to be a good guy. It's really, really not. You know, if you're with a woman, if you're disrespecting your partner, your wife, then you need to not be with that person and stop. You need to be with somebody who's worth respecting and worth treating well. And even if they're not, you still treat them well. You always take the high road. It's not about your ego. You have to be sharp enough and smart enough to know and read the situation and know where you are in the world and who you are in the world. You know what I mean? Because then nothing's going to really bother you. I mean, it might for a minute or a second, but then you can laugh it off and know that, well, whoever I'm arguing with, they're not at my level. They can't see what I'm seeing. So why continue a fight? Why continue an argument? Why continue a relationship if it's just get out? But in the meantime, always take the high road, even if you're wronged. Now, obviously, listen, there's that 1% chance, or that 1% where you are going to have to, listen, you got to protect yourself. Somebody's attacking you and starting to wail on you. You got to block and start doing some damage. I get it. Trust me. I mean, you're not going to think in that moment. But if it's just a stupid little thing, make a joke. Even if you don't drink, I don't drink anymore. Buy the guy a drink and turn it so he looks stupid, but then the fight's done, and then maybe you'd be amazed what you can turn around in your relationship with women, with guys that are picking on you in a bar, with people in your coworkers. Make it practice. Test yourself. Someone says that at work, some idiot, ignorant coworker says some stupid shit. Start to get creative, or say nothing. When you say nothing, it drives them nuts, because then they're just like, they want more and more, or they'll just start ignoring you. It's a win-win. So my point is, men out there, it's not hard. It's just this silly little pride that means nothing. Sometimes pride does mean something, but not when it's let some garbage guy talk to you and say something out of a window or in passing. Who cares? Don't go to jail. Don't do nothing stupid. It's just not worth it, man. At the drop of a hat, some of these guys will just go at it. So that's my event. Again, my name's just Pacemaker Jay because it's kind of funny. I'm on my third pacemaker. I thought it'd be funny. But now I think YouTube is they're treating me like I'm some kind of medical. I just feel like I'm not getting pushed in the right areas. But that doesn't matter. I'm going to keep yapping. I'm the yap master. I got some good things on my heart, and I just want to share them with you. I've dealt with these things and still deal with these things. And I find even talking, just like teaching guitar lessons, you learn so much just from showing somebody things, because it gives you a second to break things down and think about it without the emotion. You know what I mean? Just A and B, and then things always come to the surface when you start yapping. Okay. I'll be back. Thanks for hearing me out. Remember, no fights, no stupid fights out there. All right.